Mataji Krishnabai. Krishnabai was born in 1903. Since she was born after the loss of their first two children, her parents loved her deeply and affectionately. They called her Kuti, meaning baby. From her childhood, Krishnabai had a great love for God. She would sing before the pictures of God and become so completely absorbed that she would forget everyone and everything. Many a time she would talk to God, even when she was not in front of the pictures, unmindful of others making fun of her. When she was 4 years old, she happily helped her mother and others in their chores. She also never felt jealous about anybody, and various incidents from her childhood proved it time and again. She lost her father when she was 8 years old and was deeply affected by his passing away. Her maternal uncle took over the running of the household. A few years later, Kuti married Lakshman Rao. Living in penury and still inwardly grieving her father's death, Krishnabai's wedding gave her no joy. Sometime after her marriage, she joined her husband in Bombay, where they lived happily for a while. However, one shock after another came. Her husband passed away, and other domestic troubles from her maternal uncle cropped up. Although she was well taken care of by her husband's elder brother and his wife, she still felt like an orphan. Her two sons, Narayan and Ganesha, had to be well taken care of as well. She and her sister-in-law used to visit Swami Ramdas regularly, and it was in 1928 that Swami Ramdas accepted her as his disciple. She describes how it felt to visit with Papa Ramdas in these words: "O Mother Papa, as I neared your ashram, I experienced a rare and inexpressible joy, similar to what a child would feel when it was about to meet its mother after a long period of separation. Henceforward, I began visiting the ashram for your darshan daily in the company of friends." With her devotion growing day by day, she was initiated by Swami Ramdas into the holy mantra, Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. He made her give up reading the scriptures like the Eknath Bhagavat and the Yaneshwara, and got her to repeat the mantra with a rosary day and night. He further instructed her to consider all thoughts that arose in her mind and whomever she beheld only as Ram himself. He guided her on how to offer to Ram all actions performed by the limbs of the body and the senses. Her intense longing for a guru was thus fulfilled. The transformation that happened to her after being with Swami Ramdas has been described by her in these words: "Accepting you as my central object of adoration, I learned to love the entire universe. I was prepared to extend my love towards all beings and treat them with kindness, patience, and forgiveness. As my vision expanded, I came to love all people and creatures in the world, and my attachment to my husband and other members of his family disappeared. Later, when I renounced my attachment to all kith and kin by your will, I dedicated my body, mind, and all that I called my own to you, who is all and beyond all. And ultimately, you made me renounce myself, your form, and the entire cosmos, and I became one with the eternal truth beyond name, form, and movement. This spiritual summit I reached through your infinite grace. Papa Ram Dass asked her to compose songs like Saint Mirabai and others. To that, Krishnabai did not agree. A short talk that ensued then between Papa and Krishnabai is very illuminating. In that case, what do you want to be like? And she replied, I do not wish to be like anybody. To this he asked, do you wish to be like Ram Dass? And she replied, I don't want to be like you, a guru carrying on the work as you do. I want to be one with your eternal and infinite being, and know you and I are one. Besides, nobody should know that I have realized your immanent and transcendent being. Whenever devotees invited her to their house to talk about Papa Ram Dass, she would join them in their domestic work and would talk about Papa and the Ram Nam mantra. After Papa's Mahasamadhi in 1963, it was left to Mother Krishnabai to guide the affairs of Anandashram and minister to Papa's spiritual family spread all over the world. In spite of poor health, she carried on her mission, literally serving as a mother to all who came under her spell, until she too attained Mahasamadhi in 1989. She toiled day in and day out to serve both devotees as well as the poor and needy. For her, serving others was serving herself. The life she led in Anandashram made her an embodiment of selfless activity and a dynamic expression of multifaceted divinity. God's compassion, graciousness, forgiveness, purity, and peace radiated in her, and she came to be venerated by one and all as Puja Mataji Krishnabai. Some quotes of Mataji Krishnabai. Whenever you do anything, understand that whomsoever you may serve, it is the Divine Mother you serve. It is she who has assumed all forms. If you see greatness in others, the same greatness is in yourself. If you see littleness in others, the same littleness is in yourself. We should develop a childlike nature and become innocent and pure like children. The Ram Nam mantra japa removes all the vasanas and makes everything void in us, while reading lends us strength and power to carry on with our sadhana until we have developed that childlike nature.